She had the world at her fingertips.
She was very outgoing, very fearless. She was just a smart young lady.
The sky was the limit.
And it looked like she'd found the love of her life, too.
She introduced him to the family.
She was taken with this guy. She loved him.
Until tragedy stole her too soon.
Blood was coming out her mouth.
911, do you need police?
Just a roller coaster of emotions surged through my body.
Detectives moved quickly to identify a suspect.
The name came from another resident that did not want to be identified.
He wanted something more than friendship.
And the killer's explanation would be full of excuses.
He said he woke up in a haze.
The drugs made him go crazy.
But were they also enough for him to get away with murder?
It was a slap in the face.
It'll never be okay. He knew exactly what he was doing.
We're just friends.
October 2nd, 2015. It's Friday night in Charlotte, North Carolina, a thriving metropolis of more than 2 million.
Charlotte, North Carolina is a really big city and it's growing every day.
It's a great town. It has a growing financial sector, which is really driving a lot of people to the area.
Although like any city, parts of Charlotte still struggle.
Some of the city's challenges are definitely crime, and education is another one of those real serious issues.
The city's growth had also made safe, affordable housing very hard to find.
It's 9:30 that night when Brittany Mayfield returns to the apartment where she lives with her daughter and sister.
The apartment was in a new complex built by the local housing authority.
The neighborhood, for the most part, was a quiet, family-oriented neighborhood.
Lexi is Brittany's little sister, 23-year-old Alexia Mayfield.
Alexia had recently moved into the apartment with her sister. While sister went to work, she would watch the child.
I called maybe an hour before I got off. She didn't answer the phone, so I thought maybe, of course, she probably asleep.
Inside, Brittany finds her daughter in the living room.
Brittany's baby was peacefully asleep.
Lexi?
Then, careful not to wake the baby, Brittany heads back to her sister's bedroom.
Lexi.
She found her sister on the floor.
She see blood coming from Lexi's mouth. She tapped her. She wasn't moving, but her body wasn't cold, it was warm.
In a panic, Brittany calls 911 in hopes they can save her sister. But will it be too late? Outgoing 23-year-old Alexia Mayfield was always the center of attention.
People gravitated toward her. I was a quiet one. Lexi was the outgoing one, always loud, laughing, goofy.
Alexia was the life of the party. You never had a dull moment being around her. She's very bright, smart, funny.
She was very fearless. She spoke her mind. Even though I'm the oldest, Lexi was more like the backbone, really.
After graduating high school in 2010, Alexia enrolled in an online college with the goal of becoming a pharmacy technician.
That's what she wanted to hone in on. And so we would go to the different places like CVS and see what their availabilities were. And she talked about it all the time. She was real excited.
Alexia was very ambitious and driven.
She wanted to make something of herself. That was her main goal. School was her number one priority.
She was just a smart young lady. She loved learning.
With Lexi, the sky was the limit.
But no matter how high she soared, Lexi stayed close to her sister, Brittany. In 2014, the sisters moved in together, renting an apartment near the Charlotte airport.
Brittany was about to have a baby, and Alexia was looking forward to being a new aunt.
Lexi loves her niece very much, and her niece loves her.
However, a budding career and a new address weren't the only changes on the horizon for Lexi.
Hey, beautiful.
You talking to me?
What's up?
She told me that she was just walking down the street close to where she and her sister lived at the time. He pulled up beside her.
He was 25-year-old Emmanuel Felton.
There was definitely a spark there. They had a great conversation, and you could see that it was going to lead to something else.
She came back saying, I met this dude. So the relationship started from that point. He seemed to really love her, and she loved him, and she made that so clear. She made it so clear how she felt about Emmanuel.
She said, I have somebody that loves me just as much as I love him.
Before long, the couple was starting to think about taking the next step.
Emmanuel called me one afternoon, and he laid out this plan of how he was going to ask Alexia to marry him. Talked about the ring, the whole 9 yards.
But the big proposal never happened.
She just kept saying things just not sitting right. She felt like this wasn't the right relationship.
Alexia decided to break things off with the intentions that they could remain friends. Emmanuel agreed.
After the breakup, Alexia threw herself back into her studies, with no intention of dating again so soon. But fate had other plans.
Alexia had a friend named Jaden that she had known years before she even met Emmanuel.
Around the time things had fizzled with Emmanuel, Alexia and Jaden Young had reconnected.
He was smart, he was funny, he was the kind of guy that everybody enjoyed being around.
He was like Alexia in that he never met a stranger. And they seemed to have a lot of fun together.
And with Alexia almost finished with school, some hoped there might still be a big engagement in her future.
He left a great impression on everyone.
I was really taken by him. I loved him as though he were the son that I never had.
But now Alexia's future hangs in the balance.
Her sister has just found her unconscious and unresponsive inside of her apartment.
911, she's not getting up, she's not moving.
She was covered in blood.
I remember Brittany telling me that she thought maybe she had fell and hit her head.
But when EMTs arrive on the scene, there's nothing they can do for Alexia.
Alexia was pronounced deceased at that time.
And it's quickly clear that her death is no accident.
First responders make a shocking discovery. Alexia has been shot.
She had sustained at least 2 gunshot wounds.
She had been murdered.
No.
23-year-old Alexia Mayfield was on the verge of great things.
Alexia was looking forward to graduating with her pharmacy technician certification.
She also had a promising new relationship with a guy named Jaden Young.
The future appeared bright for Alexia.
But now, after Alexia's sister found her collapsed on the floor inside their apartment, EMTs have just pronounced her dead from at least 2 gunshot wounds.
Her body was found face down, so her sister could not tell that there were bullet wounds initially.
Never did she assume when she first came in the house, like, oh, my sister's dead.
When detectives arrive on the scene, they immediately begin to process the evidence.
We located 2 .380 caliber shell casings in the bedroom beside the victim.
There was no weapon at the scene, so that led the police to rule out suicide.
But why had this young woman ended up dead? Given the area, detectives first consider the possibility that this was a random crime.
While the city is growing, and that's great for the economy, an increase in population can also lead to an increase in the crime rate.
Crime is definitely on the rise. Violent crime is on the rise.
And Alexia's neighborhood was no exception.
This could have been a robbery gone wrong.
However, a look around the scene quickly rules out that theory.
There were no signs of forced entry and nothing was missing.
They found a tablet and a set of keys in Alexia's bedroom, so it didn't look like the killer had tried to take anything.
Instead, evidence at the crime scene suggests that whoever killed Alexia wasn't an intruder.
Detectives found a pizza box on the kitchen table, along with 2 half-empty glasses,
There was an empty bottle of bourbon.
which let the police officers know that there was someone else who had been in the apartment that evening, someone who Alexia knew.
Hoping that she might know who that someone was, detectives turned to Alexia's sister, Brittany.
Brittany was waiting outside while EMTs checked out her daughter. Even though she appeared to be unharmed, they wanted to be sure before releasing her.
We know this is hard, but we really need your help if we're going to be able to find out who did this.
I'll try.
Brittany lost not only just her sister, but also her best friend.
Detectives begin by asking Brittany when she had last spoken to her sister.
I spoke to Alexia a couple times earlier when I was at work.
We talked periodically throughout the day. I would call and check up on her and my baby, see what they were doing.
Hey, what's up, girl?
Hey, Lexi. Did she eat yet?
Yeah, she had a good dinner. She's in the packing plate now, getting sleepy.
Lexi sound normal, sound happy.
But Brittany says that around 8 o'clock, Alexia stopped responding.
The phone just keep going straight to voicemail. She kept saying, that's not like her because she got my baby. I don't know what's going on, but I'm kind of worried. And then she was like, maybe I'm just worried for nothing.
I thought maybe she was just asleep.
When she first went in the house, she was like, girl, wake up.
But Alexia wasn't asleep.
No.
That's when she came to reality, like something else has happened.
Now it's up to detectives to determine exactly what that was.
We know this is very hard for you, ma'am. Is it a possibility that your sister may have gotten mixed up with some kind of trouble?
No, she was never in the streets or anything like that.
It wasn't like it was her past or her situation caught up with her.
Brittany also doesn't know for certain who could have come over that night.
Alexia didn't tell her she was expecting company.
However, Brittany does give detectives one possibility.
Alexia had recently started dating a gentleman named Jaden.
Were there any kind of problems between them that you're aware of?
No, sir.
He was very gentle with Alexia. He showed her nothing but respect.
Are there any ex-boyfriends we may need to talk to?
Well, there's Emmanuel.
Brittany gave us some backstory of that relationship, that the victim had recently broken up with Emmanuel.
Was there any bad blood between them?
I don't think so. I mean, they still hung out from time to time.
Emmanuel seemed to be okay with the breakup, and they seemed to be on good terms.
As far as the relationship being rocky, I didn't feel like that's what it was at all.
Thank you very much. We'll be in touch.
Brittany's statement doesn't give detectives much to go on, and neither does a canvass of the neighbors in Brittany's building.
We talked to a couple neighbors who earlier in the evening had heard a disturbance of some type coming from the apartment. They weren't sure what it was, but they did not call police.
But just when it looks like they're at a dead end, one of the building's security guards approaches detectives with what appears to be an important tip.
That security officer approached and gave us a name.
He says that the detective should check out a guy named Mark Briggs.
He said that name came from another resident that did not want to be identified.
They wanted to remain anonymous, so they didn't want to talk to the officers directly.
And according to the security guard, the neighbor had a good reason to remain anonymous.
Apparently, Mark Briggs was a dangerous criminal.
A A security guard at the crime scene has just come forward and given detectives the name of a possible suspect in Alexia Mayfield's murder. A man named Mark Briggs.
The guard said that he had gotten the name from a resident of the apartment complex who had wanted to remain anonymous.
They didn't want to give us any information, didn't want to talk to us, but had provided that name to the security officer.
According to the informant, Mark Briggs was another resident of the complex who apparently had a thing for Alexia.
The informant had also suggested that Mark was dangerous.
When detectives head back to the station and run Mark's name through their database, it appears that there may be something to the tip.
It turned out that he had a fairly extensive criminal record.
Most are petty theft and drug charges, but others raise red flags for detectives.
Mark has several domestic battery charges on his record.
There's also firearm violations.
When detectives bring Mark into the station first thing the next morning, he appears distraught about Alexia's death.
We assume that you're aware that Alexia Mayfield was murdered last night.
Everybody's talking about it. Can't believe that she's really gone.
Yeah, we heard you had a thing for her.
I guess you'll call it that.
He admits that they had become friends and that he wanted something a little bit more than friendship with her.
She was so pretty. She was always so nice.
But you guys never...
Nah.
Did you ask her out after she broke up with Emmanuel?
Yeah. She was seeing some other guy.
He realized that Alexia just wasn't into him like that. He backed off, and they remained friends.
But detectives wonder, how did Mark take getting turned down a second time?
Did that make you feel some type of way, seeing her with someone else?
I'm sorry.
Mark says he was okay being friends.
Although detectives wonder if they were still friends, maybe it was Mark who'd spent the evening with Alexia shortly before her murder.
Maybe he'd tried to make a move and things got out of hand.
When's the last time you saw Alexia?
Yesterday.
He said they had met up earlier that afternoon for coffee just to catch up.
At any point yesterday were you in her apartment?
No. But y'all think I had something to do with this? Listen. If y'all really want to know what happened to Alexia, I need to go question a new guy, Jaden.
Why is that?
He says that Alexia had been complaining about her relationship, that Jaden had become more controlling and more jealous.
Jealous enough that he'd followed her?
Maybe he was angry about Alexia hanging out with Mark and had confronted her about it.
Or was it possible Mark was making the whole thing up?
He could just be trying to throw them off of his tracks.
However, when police ask Mark where he was the previous night, he has an alibi ready.
Mark says that he went out to dinner with some friends and later on they went to a club.
Detectives will need to follow up on Mark's alibi. But first, they contact Alexia's new boyfriend, Jaden Young.
They figure it's about time to bring Jaden in for questioning too.
Since he was involved with Alexia at the time, they needed to rule him out.
So when did you find out that Alexia had been killed?
Last night. Her mother called me and I came straight over.
When Alexia was shot and killed, I was over to the apartment and Jaden walked in. And he felt his knees. And he said, "Mama, I'm so sorry." He said, "Mama, I'm so sorry." His sentiment and his sincerity brought me so much comfort.
But was it guilt or grief that evoked such a strong response to Alexia's death?
Do you know a guy named Mark Briggs?
Yeah, he lives over there near Alexia.
You know, she met him for coffee yesterday afternoon, right?
Yeah, she might have mentioned it.
He never really sweated it because her and Mark were just friends.
He also claimed that things weren't all that serious between him and Lexi.
He said they had talked about stepping it up eventually once Alexia got out of school, but they just weren't really there yet.
Alexia was a diehard student. She wanted to get her education.
You own a gun, Jaden?
No, sir.
Where were you at last night?
I was working. At least until Lexi's mother called me.
He said he was here service.
When detectives follow up with the rideshare service, their records confirm Jaden's alibi.
It appears that he was busy downtown and on the opposite side of Charlotte all evening.
But while Jaden's alibi checks out, when detectives speak to Mark's friends, what they learn puts him back on the suspect list.
It seems that he met up with his friends for dinner around 6:30. They left the restaurant around 8:30, and they didn't meet back up at the club until about 10:30. So that gives about an hour and a half window where Mark could have committed the crime.
He was definitely a person of interest.
After his alibi falls apart, detectives consider Alexia Mayfield's friend and neighbor, Mark Briggs, a possible suspect in her murder.
Not only did he have a violent history, he admitted that he had feelings for Alexia.
Maybe Mark had been pressing for something more, and maybe he got angry when Alexia rejected him.
Since detectives couldn't account for his location for more than an hour around the time of the murder, he definitely could have had the opportunity to kill her.
But after detectives dig deeper, Mark's window of opportunity appears to close.
When detectives subpoena Mark's phone records for that evening to see whether he was in the vicinity of Alexia's apartment, it shows that he was pretty much in downtown Charlotte the entire night of the murder.
There was no indication that he had called or texted Alexia at any point that evening asking to come over.
It's not enough to rule him out completely, but it does suggest that he wasn't Alexia's killer.
However, a review of Alexia's phone records does reveal that she had been in contact with someone else prior to her death.
It seems as though she received several text messages in the hours leading up to the murder.
Detectives trace the number back to Alexia's former boyfriend, Emmanuel Felton.
He was going to be bringing some items over, returning them to her. One of those items being a tablet-style computer, also some keys. Those items were found in the apartment.
That's not the only indication that Emmanuel had come by either.
There was a text message that said that he was here, and we took that to mean that he was at the apartment.
When detectives run a background check on Emmanuel, there's no history of domestic violence.
They don't find anything other than a couple of minor possession charges.
However, they do find something that raises a red flag.
He had, in 2013, applied for a concealed handgun permit.
His application was denied, but the reason it was denied really raised some concerns.
He indicated that he had sought or received mental health treatment, but he would not sign a HIPAA release in order to obtain mental health records.
Detectives needed to find out what kind of mental health issues Emmanuel had been dealing with, and if they played any role in Alexia's death.
Detectives are wondering if he managed to get his hands on a gun despite his denial for a gun permit.
The next question is, why would Emmanuel have wanted to harm Alexia? Detectives learn more about the couple's relationship when they speak to her close friend, Constance Williams.
We was more like sisters. She would confide in me.
Yes.
Constance tells detectives that Alexia had seemed happy with Emmanuel at first.
Lexi did love him. She introduced him to the family.
However, Constance also says that as the relationship progressed, friends and family saw less and less of Lexi.
She wasn't coming around as much. She would start taking the back seat more like, oh girl, I can't. Oh, maybe next time. This wasn't the Lexi that I know. So I kept saying and asking her like, Lexi, are you okay?
Constance says Lexi had eventually confessed that things with Emmanuel weren't going well.
Alexia shared that Emmanuel was very controlling and jealous, and he did not want her hanging out with any of her old friends.
She would confide in me like, girl, I'm just aggravated. I'm frustrated with this relationship.
But she also had a hard time walking away.
Alexia really loved Emmanuel.
Lexi kept saying she wanted to get out this relationship. Then next thing you know, she'd be like, oh, well, we're back on good terms. We're back together. Everything is okay.
However, the relationship continued to spiral out of control.
Emmanuel's behavior became increasingly irrational.
He would become agitated, kind of irrational.
Emmanuel even accused her of cheating on him, which Alexia vehemently denied.
She felt like something was wrong with him. She just couldn't put her hands on it. She just kept saying P was kind of crazy.
According to Constance, Alexia never uncovered anything about Emmanuel's apparent struggles with mental illness, but she did learn something disturbing.
Alexia found out that Emmanuel had started using drugs.
She was like, when he's not on it, he's so nice, he's so sweet, but when he is on it, it was more of the bad than the good.
His substance abuse definitely contributed to his erratic behaviors and controlling ways.
Worst of all, Constance says that Emmanuel's drug use made him violent.
She confided in me that he was being abusive. And I know of 3 instances where he has physically abused her.
But after a year of dating, Alexia finally had enough.
Alexia really couldn't take the emotional roller coaster anymore.
She was like, I'm finally leaving him, girl.
Constance says that Emmanuel appeared to take the breakup surprisingly well.
Basically, Emmanuel was on his best behavior, just like he was any time she had threatened to leave him in the past.
She was like, even though they were splitting, they were still gonna be on good terms. And I just think things is looking up for the better.
Especially once Alexia reconnected with Jaden.
Lexi did not stay put. She didn't just sit there. She didn't just wait for him to come back around again. She would go and do her own thing.
And now detectives suspect that Lexi moving on was Emmanuel's motive for murder.
It was just basically jealous.
He chose to do the unthinkable.
It was just, if I can't have you, nobody else can.
We're not together!
Detectives trying to solve Alexia Mayfield's murder have reason to suspect the killer is her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old Emmanuel Felton.
It's obvious from the phone records and text messages that he had been in communication with Alexia that evening and possibly was at the apartment.
One of Alexia's friends had also reached out to detectives with information about Emmanuel's past abuse.
I've seen hands-on physical abuse, emotional abuse. She kept telling me, girl, he's getting so controlling too. It's beyond bearable.
During the breakup, he had come to the apartment, he had returned the items, and something had happened after that point. He was the sole suspect.
But now that detectives have a prime suspect, they have to find him.
We began collecting information on Emmanuel Felton, finding out where he lives, his background information, where he might be.
Next, detectives subpoena Emmanuel's cell phone records, which reveal his whereabouts on the night of the murder.
We obtained his cell phone records, showing that he was at the scene when the incident happened.
Detectives have less luck tracking down Emmanuel's current location.
It looked like he might have turned his phone off after the murder because they weren't able to track him anymore.
It took him a little while to find Emmanuel. It took him a while.
In the end, it's a relative that gives up Emmanuel's location.
We get a phone call to 911 from a gentleman who says his cousin has come to his apartment. He's very upset, and he thinks that he's wanted for a homicide that had occurred.
The man said that he was Emmanuel Felton's cousin.
Within minutes, police arrive at the cousin's address.
Given that Emmanuel was possibly armed and apparently in a fragile mental state, it wouldn't have been hard for things to go wrong.
Police are aware that sometimes suspects set themselves up for a suicide by cop situation. So law enforcement was concerned that that might be what was happening here.
But when they find Emmanuel huddled on the floor, it's obvious he's not looking for a fight.
He's sitting on the apartment floor, back against the wall, knees up, kind of head down in his hands. He's very upset, kind of spaced out.
Hey, Emmanuel.
I just sit down, start having a conversation with him. And ultimately, he says he will come to the law enforcement center and let us conduct an interview.
Emmanuel gave up without any resistance. He went along peacefully.
Emmanuel remains cooperative once down at the station and inside the interview room.
Part of the interview was just kind of getting a rapport with him, getting him talking. We talked about a lot of things, his history, where he's from, things he wanted to do with his life, and then began to talk to him more about having issues with the victim, Alexia.
Hey, I love that girl. She was never faithful.
He was obsessed with the fact that she was cheating on him. There's no evidence to say that, but in his mind, he thought she was cheating on him. And he would confront her about that, and she would say, "Oh, you're crazy, I'm not doing anything." His big thing was he didn't like being called crazy. And that would essentially set him off.
Despite that, Emmanuel claims that on the night of the murder, he'd gone over to the apartment, hoping to patch things up with Alexia once more.
He wanted to bring the personal items that he kept after they broke up. He said he also brought her several gifts to apologize for how he had been behaving.
I'm sorry I got so angry.
I appreciate that.
They were having a good time, eating some pizza and drinking a little bourbon.
But at some point, things took a deadly turn.
Most likely, Emmanuel suggested they get back together, or he might have even tried to make a move on Alexia.
No, Emmanuel, no.
The conversation became heated. He became angry.
I felt like he knew that this time it was over.
So what happened, man? I don't know.
His whole story was that he blacked out. He doesn't remember.
Are you serious? No, we're not together. What are you talking about?
According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, more than 51 million Americans struggled with mental health problems in 2019. While only 4% of violent crimes in the U.S. can be attributed to people with mental illness, 37% of incarcerated adults have been diagnosed with a mental health condition. Emmanuel Felton has surrendered to detectives investigating the murder of his ex, 23-year-old Alexia Mayfield.
Officers begin to question him, and Emmanuel admits that he went over to Alexia's apartment that night.
He was, quote unquote, dropping her clothes off. That's how he got access to the apartment.
However, Emmanuel claims not to know how Alexia died.
His whole thing was that he didn't remember what happened. He had blacked out. He wasn't sure he had done anything to anyone, that he had hurt anyone.
You don't remember shooting Alexia?
I was messed up.
He was saying he didn't remember because he was hazed because of drugs.
Emmanuel tells police that he had been on a 7-day drug binge prior to the murder.
You shot her, Emmanuel, twice.
She's dead because of you.
Oh, God.
He breaks down crying, saying that he never meant to hurt her. It's just that the drugs made him go crazy.
He ultimately admitted that he remembered firing one shot that struck Alexia and then left the apartment. He said he woke up in a haze driving his car. He had a gun on him and he threw it out the window.
Emmanuel's confession is more than enough for detectives to file charges, even if they don't believe much of it.
I believe he entirely knew what he was doing and what had happened. At the conclusion interview, he was charged with first-degree murder.
When friends and family learn of Emmanuel's arrest, they agree with the detective's suspicion that Emmanuel's blackout story is a lie.
There's no doubt in my mind. Emmanuel Felton came to the house that night with the intentions on killing her, because he normally doesn't carry a gun on him. He got the gun from somebody. He was like, if I can't have you, can nobody else have you?
Many women who try to flee and leave in volatile and violent situations of domestic violence end up dying. The statistics are astounding. It's an astronomical amount of people.
Still, family and friends are glad Alexia's killer is in custody.
It was relief. We were grateful. We were happy. But we were still sad at the same time. Just because he's arrested, that doesn't bring Lexi back.
I was relieved. But I really wanted to go and talk to him so that I could understand how this man who said he loved my daughter so much could do something so dastardly, something so cowardly. How could he have done such a thing?
The only thing that I still want to know is why. Why?
But in the end, Alexia's family will never get the answers they deserve.
With his trial approaching, Emmanuel's attorneys approached prosecutors about a possible plea deal.
Emmanuel's attorney pushes the drug binge theory to argue for a more lenient sentence.
He was on a 7-day binge from what they said, but I really think he said that to make his story sound more sympathetic.
Before the trial is set to begin, the defense and prosecutors make a deal.
He ultimately took a plea deal and pled to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 16 years in prison.
And I thought, 16 years? Why? And the lawyer had explained because Emmanuel was dealing from a diminished capacity because he'd spent so much time doing drugs. If he had gone to court, if there was a trial, there would have been a possibility that he could get less time. And of course, nobody wanted that.
Not that everyone finds the outcome satisfying.
16 years is not long enough.
16 years for the cold-blooded murder of a young lady who had nothing but a bright future ahead of her, to me, does not seem fair. I would have argued for a much longer sentence, a much stricter, harsher sentence.
Emmanuel all but got away with murder.
And he will eventually get a second chance at life that Alexia never will.
Emmanuel Felton get to hear his family every day, get to talk to his family, get to see his family. We don't get that from Lexi.
I will never see my daughter on this side.
We would never get to hear Lexi's voice in person. We would never get to see Lexi face to face. That was robbed from us.
But Alexia's mother has made it her mission to ensure that her daughter didn't die in vain.
I've helped different people coordinate domestic violence conferences, and I'm in the process of doing that now. And if I were to share one thing concerning domestic violence, concerning volatile relationships, it would simply be to say, it's okay to love somebody, but never love anybody more than you love yourself. Never do that.
A vibrant and adored young woman moves to Atlanta to pursue her dreams in the beauty industry, seeing her dreams and aspirations within reach. However, her fresh start takes an unexpected turn, prompting family, friends, and detectives to uncover what happened. As they delve deeper, treachery surfaces, revealing a story of deception and the struggle for the truth to emerge from the shadows. What secrets will be revealed? And what happens when love becomes fatal? This is the Fatal Attraction Podcast with Undone by Arrogance.
February 2nd, 2011. It's Wednesday morning in the South Atlanta neighborhood of Polar Rock.
It's a very walkable, bikeable area. There's a nature preserve nearby, so it's increasingly becoming a desirable area of town.
Today, a local jogger is running his typical route through the neighborhood when something out of the ordinary catches his eye.
He saw something about 60 feet back from the road in a wooden area.
A closer look reveals that the object is an oversized trash bag wrapped in duct tape.
Is this trash? Is this something that somebody just littered?
But when the jogger peeks inside the bag, the reality is far more gruesome.
The first thing he saw was a human foot.
Oh my God.
This was a pretty traumatizing discovery.
He calls 911.
I think I just found a dead body.
Atlanta patrol officers quickly respond to the location.
The jogger pointed them towards the bag.
What they found was a body of a female, completely nude.
This was a nice, quiet neighborhood, so finding a body, that was shocking.
Who is this female? Who brought her here? How long has she been here?
Luckily, the answer to one of those questions is found lying just a few yards from the victim's body.
Hey, detectives, I think we found something.
There was a wallet with a driver's license inside.
The driver license belonged to 20-year-old Tandaway Hunt.
Tandaway Hunt, called Tandy by loved ones, was never known to be a wallflower.
Tandy was from a very small town in North Carolina.
She was super popular. Everybody loved her.
She was bubbly. She was fun. Like, she always made you laugh. Her laugh was contagious.
In addition to her charming sense of humor, Tandy also had an eye for beauty.
She loved makeup. That was her thing. She showed me about makeup.
She did all of her friends' makeups. She stayed on trend with the different techniques and the styles.
She had a gift for it. She knew how to do the cat eyes. She knew how to do all the smoky eyes. I felt like Tandy expressed herself through makeup.
She was really hoping to see where her beauty skills would take her.
After graduating high school in 2009, Tandy set her sights on Atlanta.
There wasn't a lot of opportunities in North Carolina.
Tiny wanted to come to Atlanta to pursue her dreams in the beauty industry.
If you're a young entrepreneur, business person looking to get out in the world and make your mark, Atlanta is booming.
And in the process of relocating to the big city, Tandy's own beauty turned a lot of heads.
There were a lot more eligible bachelors to be found in Atlanta than where she grew up in North Carolina. So she found herself going on a lot more dates.
That could be date number 2.
Okay.
But one date seemed like it could turn into something more.
She started seeing Ray Messina, and he became completely infatuated with her.
Ray was an Atlanta native who promised to show Tandy everything the city had to offer.
Now I can take you to all the hottest spots.
I would love that.
Ray seemed like her ticket to finally feeling at home in Atlanta.
Not only was he making her feel at home, but he was also making her feel like a princess.
I can't get over how gorgeous you are.
Oh, thank you.
However, Ray's attentiveness eventually became too much.
Things were moving a little bit too fast, and Tandy began thinking, I need a little space.
We're just getting to know each other still.
I'm sorry. She was a naturally independent woman, didn't really want to feel tied down.
After just a few weeks of dating, Tandy decided to end the relationship.
Ray was heartbroken. He was already starting to fall in love with her.
But Tandy's dating life was just starting to heat up.
Hey, you here alone?
Yeah, I'm kind of new to the city and still meeting people.
Well, welcome to Atlanta.
She was grabbing a bite to eat one night when she met Larry Harper.
They instantly hit it off. He was cool and sweet.
I'm Larry.
I'm Tandy.
Although 34-year-old Larry was several years older than Tandy, she was drawn to his maturity.
Him being older, she really felt a sense of protection that he would take care of her, especially with her coming to a new city.
You doing anything after this?
No?
I'd love to take you to another one of my favorite spots.
Okay.
They clicked. And being in the big city now, things moved absolutely fast.
She raved about him being her best in the bedroom.
But Tandy didn't feel suffocated by Larry like she did with Ray.
He was older, more mature, and he understood when she needed her space.
They were taking their time, getting to know each other, just basically seeing how the relationship was going to go.
But instead of exploring a future with Larry, Tandaway Hunt has been found dead in a vacant lot in South Atlanta.
Not only was she wrapped up in trash bags, but she was also wrapped up in duct tape.
What happened? What went wrong? All these questions that need answers.
One thing is clear. Tandy has been murdered.
It was obvious. There was trauma to Tandy's body.
They discovered that she has bruise marks all over her neck.
Tandy was strangled to death.
Brace yourself for a whirlwind of lies and deception lurking around every corner. Stay tuned for more of the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
At the beginning of 2011, 20-year-old Tandaway Hunt had just moved to the big city to make her dream of becoming a makeup artist into a reality.
She was thriving and doing very well here in Atlanta.
She was pursuing her passions, discovering a new city.
After ending a brief relationship with Ray Messina, Tandy found someone who seemed more her speed.
Tandy met a gentleman by the name of Larry Harper.
She really loved him. She always expressed that to me.
Tandy had to be on top of the world. I'm sure she was thinking, all is going well for me.
But now Tandy's naked body has been discovered abandoned in the South Atlanta suburb of Polar Rock.
Police determined that she likely had been strangled.
She had marks around her neck.
Detectives suspect the crime itself took place elsewhere.
When police surveyed the environment, they realized that Tandy was not killed here.
There was no blood, no sign of struggle, so the assumption is that the actual murder may have in fact happened somewhere else.
That was just a dumping spot for the body.
The fact that Tandy's body was stripped naked raises more questions.
When detectives see a nude body, there's two roads that they usually travel. That the body is A, nude because someone had sexually assaulted her, or B, someone may have taken her clothes to hide evidence.
At this point now, they don't know if it's a sexual attack plus murder.
Investigators won't know for sure until Tandy's injuries have been assessed by the medical examiner.
During that time, her remains was transferred to the coroner's office.
While they await the results of Tandy's autopsy, detectives have the grim task of reaching out to her loved ones.
After further investigations, police found out that Tandy is actually from North Carolina, and they were able to get in contact with her family.
Hello?
Tandy's mother is shell-shocked.
Her relationship with her mom had become strained. Once she became of age, her mom was kind of like, you know, you're grown and you have to make your own way.
She hadn't spoken to her daughter in a while.
But she tells the police that Tandy had been talking to her father for the first time in years.
By the time that he came into her life, she was already an adult. And so I always would encourage her to make that relationship work because you only get, you know, one dad.
After hanging up with Tandy's mother, they reach out to her father.
Hello?
When the detectives called, Tandy's dad was stunned at what the detectives said.
He said she was a good kid. He thought that she was about to thrive, about to grow in her new life here in Atlanta.
There weren't any signs that something might be wrong?
Well, I think she might have been having money trouble.
Tandy's father says he'd recently received a series of alerts from his bank that had him worried.
He had helped her open a bank account. He was, in a sense, trying to help her transition into being an adult. And he saw that her account was in a negative.
Did you ask her what was going on?
No. Just wanted to give her space, you know?
I thought she would reach out.
If she needed help.
Thank you, sir.
Their conversations with Tandy's parents don't make detectives feel much closer to finding her killer. But then, they receive an unexpected visit from a young woman named Jessie Crawford.
Have a seat. Jessie had become one of Tandy's closest friends in Atlanta. And when she heard about what happened to her, she knew she had to come forward.
I think I might know what happened to Tandy.
Jessie told the detectives about Tandy's ex-boyfriend, Ray Messina.
He was always such a creep, especially with Tandy.
He had been harassing her, stalking her, you know, just doing crazy stuff.
Jessie felt Ray was very unstable.
I think he might have taken it too far this time.
In their search for answers regarding the strangulation murder of 20-year-old Tandaway Hunt, Atlanta detectives are speaking with her friend, Jessie Crawford.
I think I might know what happened to Tandy.
She gave the police the name of Ray Messina.
Tandy was very popular, engaged with a lot of people, very outgoing. However, Ray was a loner, very quiet, didn't say much.
They didn't make any sense together. Honestly, I think Tandy only went out with him because she felt sorry for him.
Jessie says that when Tandy ended things with Ray, he lost it.
She tried to let him down easy.
Why are you leaving me?
Ray, you're scaring me.
But Ray did not take it well at all. He had a full-on meltdown. He screamed and yelled at her.
You and I were meant to be together. This isn't, no.
Did Ray make any threats against her?
Not exactly, but he did start harassing her.
Ray began to just constantly obsess over Tandy, where he would just constantly text her, try to get in contact with her.
It started to freak Tandy out. It freaked us all out.
Even though she blocked him, he would try so many other ways to get in contact with her. He would find her on social media, use other numbers, to the point that he was really stalking her.
So you're saying he could have hurt her?
I'm saying, I think it might be a possibility.
The investigators believe Jessie and possibly think that Ray has something to do with Tandy's murder.
But before they can dig deeper into their new suspect, detectives receive the results of Tandy's autopsy.
Based upon the rigor mortis of the body, the medical examiners immediately knew that the murder had to take place on February the 1st, 24 hours before they found the body.
Doctors revealed that her larynx and her thyroid gland had clearly been damaged from the strangulation.
While the investigators' theory that Tandy was strangled to death has been proven correct, there's no sign that she was sexually assaulted.
The police thought that Tandy may have been a victim of a sex crime, as she was found nude. But when the rape kit came back negative, that's when they ruled it out.
However, Tandy's body does hold other vital evidence.
So the medical examiner realized that there was hair and saliva that was left on the body.
They determined those samples didn't belong to Tandy.
I'm looking at it right now.
So they were most likely left by the suspect.
Waiting on the DNA.
But as it turns out, when they were run through the National DNA database, they didn't return with any hits.
Could the DNA belong to Tandy's ex, Ray Messina? After tracking down his address, police bring him in for questioning.
At this time, the police believe that Ray Messina is the primary suspect in Tandy's murder.
Ray was very reluctant to talk to the investigators.
Listen, I really don't have time for this, all right? So what's this about?
Once the police inform him that this is regarding the murder of Tandy, then he becomes a little bit more compliant.
Investigators asked Ray, were you involved in Tandy's murder? And Ray instantly said no.
We've heard you've been harassing her.
Stalking her even.
I did do that stuff. I'm just wrong for that.
He said, look, you're right, but I'm trying to do better.
My family came in from out of town that weekend.
Ray freely admits that he and Tandy hadn't been on good terms, but says that doesn't mean he killed her.
He was pretty much stating that it wasn't nothing to the point where he wanted to cause her harm.
In fact, Ray says he now regrets the way he treated Tandy.
He realized that he was not being a very good person, so he, was trying to turn his life around.
You're right, I have.
Ray insists that despite his infatuation with Tandy, he would never do anything to hurt her. And he says he has an alibi to prove it.
He did disclose that he had family from out of town that were staying with him during that time.
He said he was at home with his family on February the 1st.
And they'll tell us the same thing.
Call them up right now.
So detectives checked his alibi, and his family was able to confirm that he was with them.
However, before the detectives conclude their interview, Ray has a question for them.
Have you spoken to Larry Harper?
Stay tuned for more of the Fatal Attraction podcast.
Atlanta police investigating the murder of Tandy Hunt have cleared her former boyfriend, Ray Messina, after discovering that he was at home with family on the day of the murder.
He was known to stalk and harass her after their breakup and initially seemed like the strongest suspect to the investigators. However, his alibi stood up.
Now Ray is suggesting that there's another man detectives need to speak with.
You spoken to Larry Harper?
Who's Larry Harper?
That's the guy Tandy was dating right after me.
According to Ray, he had witnessed something troubling between them a few days before her body was discovered.
Ray explains that Tandy began living with Larry at a motel shortly after they started dating.
I know I shouldn't have been around, but I had followed her to the motel.
I said, who are you talking to on the phone?
He saw them arguing, and Larry started to get physical with Tandy.
Give me that phone. Stop it, Larry! Give me the phone.
And what happened next?
I don't know. I didn't stay around long enough to see.
Ray didn't want to get involved, so he eventually left.
If what Ray says is true, that moves Larry to the top of the suspect list.
Detectives wanted to speak to Larry immediately.
However, before police let Ray go, they take a DNA sample from him.
Even though his alibi seemed to hold up, investigators still wanted to run his DNA for comparison to what was found in Tangi's body.
You can never be too thorough when ruling out a suspect.
While the sample is sent out to the crime lab, police get to work tracking down Larry Harper.
They actually found him at church, and they brought him into the station from there.
When the police tell Larry that Tandy was found murdered, he seemed shocked.
No. Not Tandy.
We've heard you two are having relationship issues.
Wait. You think I did this?
Larry stated that he had not talked to Tandy in a while. And that contradicted everything that Ray had stated before.
He tells the police that they had broken up about a month or so before.
What happened?
Honestly, she was too young for me.
He says Tandy was starting to get too close. Larry wasn't looking for that kind of commitment at that time, so he put her on ice.
In fact, Larry says that Tandy had already moved on.
He tells police that Tandy had been involved with numerous other men, that they could possibly be the ones who took her life, and he even threw out a name for them.
He tells the police that Tandy had started dating a man by the name of Reed Lund.
Larry disclosed that he didn't know a lot about Reed. However, did know that he was a bouncer in some nightclubs in downtown Atlanta.
But before detectives conclude their interview with Larry, they confront him with Ray's account.
Ray stated that he witnessed Larry being physical with Tandy.
Ray Messina, don't trust anything that dude says. He's crazy. Have you looked into him?
Yeah. He has an alibi.
Larry said that Ray was jealous of him. He assumed that he was just trying to throw him under the bus out of spite.
Larry admits that he and Tandy had been living together at the motel prior to their breakup, but he claims he was there alone on February 1st.
Larry did agree to give a DNA sample so that the police could have it analyzed.
Police are forced to let Larry go while they work to confirm his alibi. In the meantime, they try tracking down the club bouncer he mentioned, Reed Lund.
They visit some of the most popular nightclubs in the city of Atlanta, asking, does Reed work here? Has anybody seen him? Do you know who he is? Nobody seems to know anything about a man named Reed Lund.
He wasn't even coming up in the system.
After visiting dozens of clubs, the police aren't any closer to finding Tandy's alleged new boyfriend.
Did he really even exist?
But investigators would finally get the clarity they'd been searching for when they get a call from Tandy's best friend back in North Carolina, Janelle Awishika.
Once I found out about her death, I instantly reached out. I was definitely hurt because this is my best friend in 7th grade.
She explains to the police that her and Tandy are super close.
We heard Tandy was dating a guy named Reed Lund.
Know anything about him?
Reed? I've never heard of him.
Tandy had never mentioned a man named Reed.
Tandy usually confided in Jonelle regarding all her relationships.
Janelle explains that there was a man in Tandy's life, but his name isn't Reed Lund.
Janelle says that the only man in Tandy's life was Larry Harper.
We talked to Larry. He said they broke up.
I wish that was true.
Janelle painted a much different picture. She explained that Tandy and Larry had been together every day.
And according to Janelle, the couple's relationship was a powder keg that was ready to blow.
Janelle stated that Tandy really wanted to leave and she was ready to move on. But every time she attempted, Larry would constantly threaten her.
You know, he's abusive, he's aggressive, and now she's stuck.
I was scared for her. I expressed to her, you know, come home. Don't wait for it to get worse.
But she says Tandy was too terrified to leave her abusive lover.
I remember her telling me she was scared, like, he's gonna be upset because I left him.
Tandy was really scared for her life.
He told her if she left, that would be the end of her.
Listen for more intrigue, betrayal, and shocking twist just around the corner. Stay tuned to the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
Thanks to her best friend, Janelle Awishika, Atlanta detectives have just learned that Tandaway Hunt was dating Larry Harper when she was brutally murdered, even though Larry claimed they had broken up a month earlier.
She was too young for me.
Janelle disclosed that she knows that they were still together in a serious relationship.
A relationship that was spiraling out of control.
I was really worried. Every time I talked to her, it seemed like things were getting worse and worse.
He was abusive. I always expressed to her, you know, like, get out while you can, you know, because we're not sure what potentially could happen.
Jonelle reveals that money troubles were often at the heart of Tandy and Larry's arguments.
They were struggling. She expressed to me that, you know, I can't afford certain things and he's not working.
But Janelle says Larry eventually found another way to make some quick cash.
He had begun selling drugs, and she expressed to me that he did some of the drugs.
What are you doing? This feels like dangerous territory. Larry.
Hey, are you gonna come over here and help me try this out or what?
You know this isn't my thing.
We didn't grow up like that. We may not have come from a rich family, but we didn't grow up around drugs. Larry trying to get her to do hard drugs, you know, I definitely was like, friend, what more do you need to see?
Janelle tells detectives that unfortunately, the situation only got worse from there.
She had just spoken to Tandy on January 30th, 2 days before she was murdered.
Hey, girl.
She had no one else she could call and ask for money, and he didn't have anybody. And so we were on the phone just talking as usual and trying to come up with a plan.
Janelle, I really don't know what to do.
Separated by more than 200 miles, the two best friends calmly discussed options.
I was in Charlotte and she was in Atlanta, so it wasn't like I could just drive and get her.
Maybe I need to come back to North Carolina.
But their conversation was soon interrupted.
Who are you on the phone with? I said, who are you talking to on the phone? Man, give me the phone.
Stop it, Larry!
Why are you playing with me? I told you something.
He was screaming in the background. Why you on the phone with this?
Give me the phone.
I was hearing hits and pushing and like punching.
Janelle tells detectives that when Larry finally left, her friend tried to downplay what had just happened.
Hey, girl. No, everything is fine.
I was worried, but the way she tried to downplay was like, they do this a lot. Yeah, girl, I had to roughen him up, but I knew it was a little more than that.
They kept talking on the phone for a few minutes, and then Larry came in, yelling and carrying on.
All of a sudden, Tandy just says, hey, I gotta go. Talk to you later. And click, the phone hangs up.
It was the last time Janelle ever spoke to her friend.
She got off the phone with me, and I never heard from her. Everything Tandy had went blank. Her phone was off. I messaged her every day on Facebook, no respond, no activity, no post, no nothing.
What do you think happened?
I think Larry killed her.
But after speaking with Janelle, it's the next piece of evidence that proves to be the smoking gun against Larry.
The detectives received a response from the lab that the DNA analysis was complete.
Larry's DNA did match the fibers and the saliva that was found on Tandy's deceased body.
Now, there is no running away from this.
Police immediately bring Larry back to the station for another interview with detectives.
What's this all about?
He sticks to his story. Larry is adamant. He knows absolutely nothing about her murder.
Are you sure that's the story you want to go with?
It's not a story, it's the truth.
But when detectives reveal the DNA match, Larry realizes he's been backed into a corner.
He tried to deny it, but now reality is here. Now evidence is here.
Look, you're right. I haven't been telling you the truth.
What is the truth, Larry?
Larry then just starts to disclose that he knew exactly what happened to her.
He says that Tandaway Hunt committed suicide.
Stay tuned for more of the Fatal Attraction podcast.
The search for Tandaway Hunt's killer has led police back to her most recent boyfriend, Larry Harper. And after intense questioning, Larry has abruptly changed his story.
Larry says she committed suicide.
She had been stressing over our money and our living situation. And it was too much.
Larry claims that on February 1st, the situation came to a head.
He says he came back to the motel where the two of them were staying, and upon entering the room, he saw Tandy's deceased body.
No. Tandy!
Larry insists that DNA evidence connecting him to Tandy proves his grief, not his guilt.
He said he became distraught and he just started crying and weeping over the body, which would explain why his fibers and DNA were on the body.
No, Tandy, come on.
I was freaking out. I didn't know what else to do.
Then how did the body get across town?
Larry stated that he found a note that she left for him with step-by-step instructions on how to get rid of her body.
He's trying to say that she left a suicide letter for him to destroy everything so nobody would try to pin murder on him.
She was looking out for me.
It's a bizarre claim that Larry has trouble backing up.
When the police ask Larry, where is this letter, he says that he burned it after he disposed of her body.
I was freaking out, man.
What young woman in their right mind would start thinking, oh, yeah, I'm gonna kill myself. Before I do that, I wanna make sure you're taken care of.
Detectives don't hide their skepticism.
It's over, Larry. Come on, man, I'm telling you the truth.
Sensing how screwed he really was, at that point, he asked one of the investigators could he use their phone to make a call.
Detectives grant Larry's request and leave the room.
During that time in their interrogation room, Larry makes a phone call.
Little does Larry know that he is being recorded on their closed-circuit television.
And it isn't long before Larry makes a shocking statement.
He says, they got me. I didn't tell him everything, but I told him I found the body.
So for detectives, this is good enough as a confession.
Moments later, they confront Larry with what they've just overheard.
See that clock right there?
Yeah,
There's a camera in there.
Larry goes ballistic.
No, man, I can't believe this, man. No.
He gets belligerent. He tries to rip the clock off the wall. He is up in a rage.
Sit down. All right, settle down.
No, I'm being friend.
Settle down.
Get your hands off of me.
All right.
Larry Harper is charged with first-degree murder.
They gave me the phone call that Larry was in custody. And I was, oh my God, I was so happy. I couldn't wait to go to trial.
In a surprising turn of events, Larry elects to represent himself in court.
This just showed his arrogance.
It was clear that in his mind, he was going to get away. You know, that he was smarter than his system.
In prosecutors' opening statements, they lay out their theory of what happened.
Based on everything that she told Janelle, Tandy was done with Larry.
She knew that without a shadow of a doubt that this relationship she was in was toxic, and yes, she needed to leave.
But when Tandy finally mustered up the strength to leave once and for all, Larry refused to let her go.
Where are you going?
I'm going back to Charlotte.
And you just gonna leave me here?
At that point, he snapped. His rage kicked in.
He was on top of her. He choked her, strangled her.
The amount of force that you have to put on somebody's throat to damage their esophagus and their thyroid gland is very much a lot. So he knew what he was doing.
Once Tandy was dead, Larry's survival instincts kicked in.
After he strangled her to death, he then covered her body with garbage bags and duct tape, and then trashed her body.
He know a place that he can dump where it's not going to be as noticeable or nobody's going to see him.
Throughout the trial, Larry stands by his bizarre claim that Tandy committed suicide.
It's horrible enough that he took her life. And then to create this fantasy narrative of her wanting to kill herself, that was just evil on top of evil.
The jury agrees.
The jury finds Larry Harper guilty of murder. He is sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole.
This wasn't a case of her wanting to end her own life. This was a case of Larry saying, you want to leave me, you're going to leave this earth.
For Tandy's loved ones, the victory is tinged with grief.
It didn't change the fact that my friend wouldn't come back, but I was relieved that he wasn't out here getting to live his life.
Now they hope the tragedy of Tandy's death can serve as a warning for other women in the grips of domestic abuse.
The message here is, at the first sign of abuse, get away. There's no love there. There's no love there.
Know that your worth is way more valuable than abuse. If you can commit to removing yourself, I promise you there's a life outside of that you've never experienced before.
Love yourself first. Put yourself first. Know your worth, truly. Because when you do, you wouldn't accept anything less.
With the support of her loved ones, detectives ensured that justice was served for Tandy Hunt. It is important to recognize that domestic abuse is never acceptable. Although Tandy's journey took a tragic and unexpected turn, her spirit and aspirations will continue to inspire those who loved her. Tandy's family and friends will forever cherish her memory and the impact she made on their lives.
Abuse is never okay. If you or someone you love is in an abusive relationship, there is help available. Call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE.
Coming up on the next episode of the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
Oh, I can help you with this.
They prove that it's never too late for happiness.
He had met somebody that he fell in love with.
They were completely head over heels. They both really thought this would be their happily ever after.
But when he disappears, will they ever get their happy ending?
He just gets in the car and leaves.
And he never came back. In the vibrant city of Miami, a couple decides to take a leap of faith in romance, filling their lives with new hope and joy. When they seem to be on the brink of a fairy tale ending, a sudden disappearance shatters their dreams, leaving one grappling with uncertainty. Tune in to the next episode of the Fatal Attraction Podcast. We will see you in the next episode. The life of a family in Garfield Heights, Ohio changes suddenly and irreversibly when a beloved 27-year-old man enters a hidden danger disguised as a new person entering their lives. What happened? And has evil always been lurking in the shadows? This is the Fatal Attraction Podcast with Game Over.
December 17th, 2018. It's Monday morning in Garfield Heights, Ohio, a Cleveland suburb of 28,000.
Garfield Heights is located about 10 miles outside of Cleveland.
Most people commute back and forth to work in Cleveland. You know, it's really very more family-oriented.
After a weekend away, Garfield Heights resident Jacqueline Harrigan is anxious to get home to her son, 27-year-old Meshach Cornwall.
Jacqueline was just coming back from New York City. She had spent the weekend visiting her sister.
Meshach, I'm home.
She had been trying to get in contact with Meshach, but he wasn't answering his cell phone.
Meshach! Meshach! You here, son?
She proceeded to go towards the basement because his bedroom was in the basement.
But nothing could have prepared her for what she was about to see.
Meshach!
She sees her son at the bottom of the steps in a pool of blood.
An only child, Meshach Cornwall had always been a loving son.
He and his mother had a very close relationship. He's a 27-year-old man, but in her eyes, it's her baby.
Originally from the U.S. Virgin Islands, the two moved to Ohio looking for opportunity.
He worked at Avis Car Rental at the airport in Cleveland.
He was, a hard worker. He was a very easygoing, nice gentleman that everyone seemed to just adore being around.
He just was a mild-mannered, nice young man.
But for the most part, Meshach kept to himself.
Are y'all ready?
He had a few work friends, but for the most part, he was pretty introverted.
He spent a lot of his free time in his room on the computer.
He liked to play video games.
He met people mostly online.
Yes!
But despite his online community, Meshach was lonely.
He was looking for a relationship. He wanted to date. He wanted something that is genuine and authentic.
Because he was so comfortable meeting people online, he decided to try his luck at finding love online.
So Meshach created a profile on a popular dating app.
He liked the idea of exchanging messages via online and getting to know somebody that way versus just in person, because that can be intimidating sometimes.
But dating online proved more difficult than expected.
Meshach wasn't really happy with any of the prospects that were coming along.
You get people who are looking for, one-time situations as opposed to trying to find love.
But his luck changed when he matched with 23-year-old Shakira Graham in November of 2018.
Shakira messaged him, and he liked what he saw.
Shakira was a pastor's daughter. She also had 2 small children, and she happened to live at home with her parents as well.
It seemed like they had a lot in common.
And like Meshach, she was looking for more than just a casual hookup.
She tells Meshach that she's looking for someone who is stable, dependable, someone she can really build a future with.
They kind of chatted online for a couple of weeks, and then on December the 13th, they decided to meet in person.
They hit it off so well that Shakira ends up spending the night.
Why don't we finish this in your room?
I thought you said you were looking for a hookup.
Well, it's not a hookup if it leads to something.
For Meshach, it was the first time he had felt a deep romantic connection like that. He was excited about where things might go.
But Meshach would never get the chance to find out.
At approximately 11:40 in the morning, our dispatch center received a 911 call stating that a male was laying at the bottom of the steps and the male was unresponsive.
911. My son's standing at the bottom of the step with blood everywhere.
To come home and see your child laying in a pool of blood, I cannot even imagine what she experienced or what she felt.
Okay, all right, we're on our way, okay?
First responders arrive on the scene a few minutes later.
The first thing you can see is Mr. Cornwall laying at the bottom of the steps in a large pool of blood.
They confirm that Meshach Cornwall is in fact dead.
You don't see any kind of gunshots.
To police, it looked as if he had fallen down the stairs and hit his head.
Wait a second, wait. That looks like a bullet hole. We're gonna need the bureau here. We might have a homicide.
Prepare yourself for more deception and surprises at every turn. Stay tuned for more of the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
After weeks of online dating, 27-year-old Meshach Cornwall has finally met a woman he could see a future with. 23-year-old Shakira Graham.
They have this connection with a lot of the same interests.
When Shakira and Meshach finally met, Shakira ended up spending the night.
But now, 3 days later, officers called to his home have just discovered that his death was no accident.
It looks like he might have been executed here. Radio, we're gonna need the bureau here. We might have a homicide. Let's not touch him no more.
When homicide detectives arrive, they immediately begin analyzing the scene.
Well, he fell down here, obviously.
Right above his body, there was a big indentation in the drywall where it appeared to me that he had fell.
There's holes here.
There also was other holes in the drywall that appeared to be from spent bullets.
Detectives wanted to understand the movements of the shooter, and they could clearly see that the shooter was probably standing at the top of the steps and was shooting downward.
Detectives also find a spent bullet in the carpet near his head.
Yeah, there's the other one too.
So there were actually technically 4 shots, but only 3 shots to the body.
Shell casings found at the scene also suggest that detectives are looking for a single shooter.
All the shell casings were .40 caliber shell casings.
But who pulled the trigger?
Meshach may have known this individual personally, or was this just a random home invasion gone wrong?
As detectives make their way through the basement, they find evidence that seems to rule out a random crime.
They'd find a few cups, empty beer containers, enough evidence to allude to the fact that Meshack was not home alone.
Just as important to detectives is what they don't find.
They do notice that there's a computer desk, but no computer. And a few other open spaces where other items may be missing as well.
When they head outside, detectives spot another possible clue.
There was some broken black glass in the driveway.
The glass looked like it might have been something from a computer or a TV.
Was this a robbery after all? To find out more, detectives ask Meshack's mother to accompany them on a walkthrough of the house.
Jacqueline noted that 2 cell phones were missing, as well as the gaming console and computer monitor.
But electronics aren't the only missing items she identifies.
One of the most important things missing was a Honda Accord, which is her vehicle that she let him drive.
Hoping that finding the car would lead them to Meshack's killer, the detectives issued a BOLO for the vehicle.
Then detectives bring Meshack's mother down to the station for a formal statement.
She explained to detectives that she had just gotten home from a weekend trip with her sister.
So when did you leave?
Friday morning. The last time that Meshack's mother saw him alive was on December 14th, the morning that she left to go to New York.
And you and Meshack lived together, right? No one else in the house?
No.
Okay.
However, on the morning she left for her trip, there was someone else there.
She tells investigators that when she left, Meshack was at home with a young lady.
Did she ever sleep over the house?
Yeah, she slept over.
I didn't know Meshack had any company.
Oh, you must be Meshack's mother.
Yeah, hey, Mom, this is Shakira.
We really didn't talk much, I told him Meshack grown, I really don't get involved in his business, with his affairs,
She couldn't provide too much other information because she hadn't become too acquainted with her.
All Meshack's mom knew was that the young woman's name was Shakira Graham.
Is that her Facebook account?
Mm-hmm.
She identified Shakira Graham off of her pics that was the female she's seen Friday morning.
According to his mom, Shakira was still with Meshack when she left for the airport.
Friday?
Yes, she was in the house.
I love you.
got you. Love you too.
Okay,
All
see you later.
Drive safe.
Yes, sir.
Have a safe flight.
Was Shakira the last person to see Meshack alive? To find out, detectives attempt to narrow down their timeline.
Ms. Harrigan said she had last spoke to Mr. Cornwall on the 16th, which was a Sunday, while he was on break at work.
Okay, so you spoke to him yesterday around 6:30?
Yeah,
Everything seemed normal?
Yes.
Which means Meshack was alive less than 24 hours before his mother found his body.
They asked if Shakira was with him during that call, but as far as she knew, he was alone.
Did you hear her in the background?
No, I didn't hear
that? Anybody?
No, I didn't hear nobody at all.
Once Meshack's mother finishes her statement, detectives focus their efforts on finding Shakira.
In a homicide investigation, you generally start with a small circle, people closest to them, and widen your circle as you start eliminating people.
The police are able to identify that Shakira lives with her parents. So the police go to Shakira's parents' home.
Mrs. Graham?
Yes?
Is your daughter here?
Not at the moment.
Do you have any idea where we could find her?
She told detectives that her daughter had come home around 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon and was home until Saturday afternoon.
And she hasn't seen Shakira since.
Is she in some kind of trouble?
No, we just need to talk to her.
The mother tells them that Shakira's probably at her boyfriend's house.
Meshack Cornwall?
I don't know Meshack. Her boyfriend's name is Jeffrey.
Detectives investigating the murder of Meshack Cornwall have just learned that the woman he was dating, Shakira Graham, was also dating someone else.
I don't know Meshack. Her boyfriend's name is Jeffrey.
Could Meshack's murderer be a jealous boyfriend?
Shakira's mom wasn't really familiar with anybody else that she may have been dating. The only person that she really knew about was Jeffrey.
If Shakira and Jeffrey were still together, maybe he'd found out that she was also seeing Meshack and confronted him.
Well, do you happen to have Jeffrey's number?
Yeah, actually, she called me from his number once. Let me find it.
When detectives reach out to Jeffrey, he agrees to come down to the station for an interview.
What can you tell me about Shakira Graham?
Shakira? I mean, we hang out sometimes.
Jeffrey, he doesn't consider himself a boyfriend. He and Shakira have been off and on. They met on a dating site.
However, he also claims he hasn't seen Shakira in over a week.
Honestly, it's because she can be really hard to handle.
He said they have some challenges because she's bipolar.
Bipolar disorder in itself is not dangerous, but untreated bipolar disorder can come with what we call manic episodes.
It would become more serious when she doesn't take her medication.
If she was off her meds and in a manic state, was it possible she was responsible for Meshack's murder?
Or is Jeffrey setting the stage for a convenient scapegoat?
Detectives noticed that he seemed more than happy to drag Shakira's character through the mud, so they kept pressing him.
Know of anyone named Meshack Cornwall?
I don't think so.
Shakira spent the night at his place last Thursday.
So?
They proceed to tell him that Meshack has been murdered, and it seems like Jeffrey is caught off guard by that.
I don't understand what this has.
Can you tell us where you were on Sunday night?
Wait, hold on now. Y'all think I had something to do with this?
We just need to know where you were so we can rule you out.
When they start to ask him about his whereabouts, he gets defensive.
Nah, I'm not talking without a lawyer.
When Jeffrey asked for a lawyer, the detectives ended the interview, and without any evidence against him, they had to let him go.
The following morning, detectives received Meshack's autopsy report, and while there's nothing in it that points to his killer, it's not a dead end either.
The autopsy results showed that he had been shot in the torso, in the shoulder, and there was a close-range shot to the head, which killed him instantly. Whoever this was that had shot him was intent on killing him.
Then detectives receive an unexpected call.
Homicide.
While detectives are reviewing the autopsy report, they get a call from Shakira's mom, who says that her daughter is home.
She readily came in for an interview.
Within the hour, a detective sits down with Shakira Graham.
My mother and my sister, when I got home, they didn't have a lot of answers, you know?
Right.
And they just, gave me the card.
Let me explain to you what's going on.
The detective wastes no time delivering the difficult news.
She was definitely very surprised at the incident and very shocked.
I'm still trying to realize he's dead.
She appears to be visibly upset about what happened.
But Shakira is cooperative.
She stated that she did sleep over the residence and was at the house Friday morning.
And who was there? Who was home?
Me and Meshack.
Just you and him?
No, his mother was there.
She stated that he drove her home at approximately 2 p.m. that same day.
Meshack dropped me off. That's the last time I've seen Meshack.
She says they spent Friday night at home and then left again on Saturday.
Her story seemed to check out with her mother.
What about Sunday night?
Sunday night, I was with my other friend.
On the night of the incident, Sunday the 16th, Shakira was hanging out at a house over on Grayton Road with an individual named Daryl Epps.
Shakira tells detectives that Daryl is another young man that she hooked up with through the dating app.
This wasn't her first rodeo.
People message me all day long.
Really?
And I kind of just see who I want to talk to.
If Shakira was seeing multiple men on this site, that could mean multiple suspects for detectives.
No, I can give you my login.
All right.
Shakira seemed genuinely concerned about helping detectives figure out who could have had something to do with Meshack's death.
But before detectives have a chance to dig into Shakira's dating life, a critical lead comes to light.
Homicide.
Detectives receive a notification that Meshach's missing vehicle had been located.
This was big.
Cleveland police found Meshach's car abandoned on the city's east side, almost 20 miles from the crime scene.
When detectives arrive, they can confirm that this is in fact Meshach's missing vehicle.
In the back seat was the computer monitor.
The glass is shattered, which is probably why the thief chose to leave it behind.
That matches the shattered glass that was found in Meshach's driveway.
The next morning, officers returned to the neighborhood where Meshach's car was found to canvass the area.
We noticed numerous video cameras, surveillance cameras in the area.
Hey, to bother you, sir, that camera work? Do you happen to get any of the street over here with that camera?
They're in luck. The officer is able to secure a copy of the footage for detectives to review.
That video clearly showed this unidentified black male parking the vehicle. He exits the vehicle and he walks away.
The timestamp was about 11 hours after Meshach's mom discovered his body.
The man in the video looked an awful lot like Shakira's on and off boyfriend, Jeffrey Davies.
Stay tuned for more of this enthralling story on the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
Garfield Heights detectives have just recovered video of a man ditching Meshach's car in a residential neighborhood on the east side of Cleveland.
The man in the footage had a strong resemblance to Shakira Graham's casual boyfriend, Jeffrey Davies.
We observed a male at 10:30 p.m. on the 17th walking away from the vehicle northbound on Willowhurst Drive to the area of Euclid Avenue.
Could it be the breakthrough detectives need?
Now that detectives have the video footage, they bring Jeffrey back in for additional questioning.
Look, I already told y'all, I'm not talking anymore without a lawyer.
Jeffrey continues to be very defensive.
But detectives are ready to play hardball.
We got proof you ditched Meshach's car Monday night.
They tell him that there's a video, but Jeffrey won't budge. He lets them know that if there's a video, he ain't on it. He tells them he was at work across town.
You don't believe me? You can call my boss.
When they follow up with Jeffrey's employer, his story checks out.
According to his supervisor, Jeffrey was at work until 11 o'clock on the west side that night.
He couldn't have been the person on the video. The resemblance is just a mere coincidence.
Jeffrey seemingly a dead end, detectives turn to the only lead they have left, Shakira's friend, Daryl Epps.
Shakira had told detectives she was partying with Daryl the night Meshach was killed.
We were able to find Mr. Epps. He agreed to come in and talk.
As soon as he comes in, detectives can tell he's not the man in the surveillance video either.
He didn't look like the guy on the tape. He just wasn't a physical match at all.
Daryl also seems more than willing to cooperate with detectives.
Do you know Shakira Graham?
I mean, we hooked up a few times. Why?
Mr. Epps stated that he had also met Shakira Graham on Plenty of Fish, and he had dated her a couple times.
Where were you Sunday night?
I was home.
He stated that people were over there partying on the weekend of the 14th.
According to Daryl, Shakira was there, along with his roommate, 33-year-old Tyrone Williams.
Daryl, Tyrone, Shakira, they were all friends.
Daryl also says that later that evening, another woman came over, 26-year-old Rebecca Cash.
Rebecca was a female that Daryl met on Plenty of Fish as well. This group of individuals were hanging out at the house, partying, smoking, drinking.
Cheers to that, yo.
Cheers to that.
They were just having a good time, enjoying each other's company.
At some point, Daryl, Shakira, and Rebecca decide to go up to Daryl's bedroom, at which point those three agreed to engage in sexual interactions.
Daryl says that Shakira left the party shortly after their encounter.
He mentioned that she left a little before midnight, but she hadn't left alone.
I mean, she caught a ride.
Any idea who?
I don't know. I don't have a clue.
He was giving us information, but as a detective, you always feel there's a little bit more they know.
But with nothing more than a hunch, detectives let Daryl go and reach out to Rebecca and Tyrone.
Detectives couldn't reach Tyrone, but they were able to speak with Rebecca.
Miss Cash stated she was at the house partying, hanging out, and Shakira Graham left.
Like Daryl, Rebecca also remembered Shakira calling somebody for a ride.
She called somebody, but nobody knew who she called.
Everyone at the party was inside, so they didn't notice who had picked her up or what car they were driving.
Eager to learn who had given Shakira a ride, detectives subpoena her phone records.
Whoever picked her up that night might know something about Meshach's murder, but phone records could take days to get access to.
While they wait, detectives check with several businesses near where Meshach's car was abandoned, hoping to access their surveillance footage.
Security cameras in the area might be able to show detectives where the man went after dumping the car.
And it doesn't take long to get a lead.
One of the stores they called was able to send some footage over to them almost immediately.
We were able to pick him up on surveillance camera, actually reaching Euclid Avenue. We were able to follow that male as he walked across the street to the north side of Euclid Avenue. He walked directly to the Cleveland Motel and entered room number 31 of the motel.
Detectives head to the motel, where a quick check with the front desk gives them the mystery man's name.
In viewing their motel registry, we were able to identify that a male named Tyrone Williams had rented the room out.
And the whole transaction was captured by a security camera.
We were able to clearly see Tyrone Williams rent the room.
Tyrone isn't the only person in the video.
He was accompanied by Shakira Graham.
Get ready for more of the Fatal Attraction podcast. You won't want to miss what happens next.
Garfield Heights homicide detectives have just uncovered evidence that potentially links both Tyrone Williams and Shakira Graham to Meshach Cornwall's murder.
Tyrone Williams and Shakira Graham were captured on video at the Cleveland Motel.
The Cleveland Motel was right around the corner from the street in which Meshach's car was ultimately found.
To learn more about their new person of interest, detectives head back to the station and pull Tyrone's criminal record.
There's minor stuff, but that wouldn't indicate that he's capable of murder.
They also attempt to track down Meshach's stolen electronics.
Law enforcement agencies have access to a large database that tracks property for resale by serial number.
That police database will show when any person turns in property, pawn shops, things of that nature.
They don't receive any information on Meshach's gaming console, but they do get a hit on his missing cell phones.
Tyrone took those cell phones to a Walmart and turned them in to receive $10, $15.
Police responded there, secured those phones as evidence, and also obtained store video showing Mr. Williams making those transactions.
He's caught on camera turning those cell phones in at the Walmart.
Those cell phones were sent to the Cuyahoga County Cyber Crime Lab. Came back that one of those cell phones was indeed the property of our victim.
Suspecting that Tyrone may be their shooter, detectives head to the house he shares with Shakira's friend, Daryl.
Tyrone wasn't home, but Daryl was.
They confront him with what they now know about Shakira and Tyrone, but still he denies having any more information.
Look, I already told you everything you need to know.
According to Mr. Epps, he had no idea of anything of the incident of the homicide.
The only thing I did with Shakira is invite Rebecca over for some fun.
They were hanging out at the house, partying, smoking, drinking, just enjoying everybody's company.
Eventually, Daryl, Shakira, and Rebecca headed to the bedroom.
While that is occurring, they decide that they want to take ecstasy.
But the evening didn't go as planned.
Unfortunately, the ecstasy has an adverse effect on Daryl, and he's unable to perform.
Wait, what's going on?
Just give me a minute.
According to Daryl, it made Shakira really mad.
It's just like set her off.
In a manic episode, you chase the high of mania. You chase the high of being carefree and reckless and out of control. There are drinking binges and drug binges and behaviors that are dangerous and excessive and high risk.
To utilize any form of drugs and you already have a mental health issue would intensify the highs and lows.
At that point, she wants to leave.
No, this is lame. No.
Again, Daryl said that Shakira called somebody for a ride and left the party around midnight.
This time, however, Daryl also admits that Shakira came back.
Hey, you all ain't having fun without me, are you?
He said that she seemed to be in a better mood and was ready to keep partying.
She say where she been?
I mean, no.
But she hadn't returned empty-handed.
When Shakira comes back, she has a bottle of liquor, a jar of weed, and an Xbox. All of the items that Meshack was missing.
She even had the audacity to try to sell a gaming console to Daryl.
This immediately raised red flags for detectives.
And did someone drop her off?
No, she drove.
Daryl gave them a description of the vehicle she returned in, and there was little doubt that it was Meshack's missing Honda.
Then, according to Daryl, after hanging out for a couple more hours, Tyrone and Shakira left together.
But he didn't leave with Shakira the first time.
Right.
If Daryl was telling the truth, Tyrone couldn't have been the shooter.
At this point in the investigation, Shakira Graham went to the very top of the list.
But before they bring Shakira in, detectives want to hear more from the other woman who was with them that night, Rebecca Cash.
When they brought her in for questioning, her version of events matched Daryl's.
Rebecca Cash remembers Shakira coming back several hours later, between 1 and 2 in the morning on the 17th. She stated that Shakira Graham returned with a vehicle and property.
Do you know where she got the stuff from?
No idea.
She seemed to have no knowledge as to anything of the homicide, anything of a robbery.
However, she does provide one telling detail to detectives.
Rebecca made some sort of bond with Shakira, and she wanted her to stay. And Shakira said no.
Can I come with you?
Shakira said, "You do not want to go with me to do what I'm about to do."
Stay tuned for more of this enthralling story on the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
Based on statements from Shakira Graham's friends about the night of Meshack Cornwall's murder, detectives now believe she is the one who pulled the trigger.
Rebecca Cash, who was there partying, wanted to ride with Shakira, but Shakira said to her, "You don't want to be with me with what I'm getting ready to do." Clearly, this young lady had already decided that she was getting ready to commit a crime.
Shakira Graham left and returned with the vehicle and property of our victim.
I got some stuff for you guys.
However, it's less clear whether Shakira set out to kill Meshack or merely rob him.
When the detectives were finally able to get the records for Shakira's cell phone, the data connected all the dots.
In those records, it showed that Shakira Graham had contacted Mr. Cornwall on his cell phone on December 16th at approximately 11 p.m.
We know, based on the phone mapping, that Meshack picks Shakira up.
That cell information showed tracking that they left from there and went back to his house.
They were able to map their phones on the exact same coordinates, using the exact same towers, at the exact same time.
The cell tower data also shows Shakira's path from Meshack's house back to Daryl's.
She was the last person that was with him before this murder took place.
Between the cell data, surveillance video, and witness statements, detectives have more than enough for an arrest warrant.
We had reached out to family. Hey, have your daughter turn herself in?
Right.
She did not willingly come in.
So they call in reinforcements.
We petitioned the Cleveland Marshals Service to locate Miss Graham.
Detectives also issue a warrant for Tyrone Williams.
The Cleveland Marshals picked him up on February 8th of 2019.
Once in custody, he's brought back to the station where he denies having anything to do with Meshach's murder.
I don't know nothing about this, man. I just found this out, man.
Tyrone said that they were all just hanging out, having a good time when Shakira showed back up.
She came back, and she came back. She was geek, you know what I'm saying? She was drunk as
Shakira at some point decides she's had enough, she wants to go. Tyrone offers to go with her, to which she says yes.
Tyrone Williams admitted to driving the stolen vehicle. He also admitted to taking those cell phones from the vehicle and turning them in for money.
However, he claims he had no idea where the cell phones came from.
Tyrone is just thinking that, you know, she may have just ripped somebody off or robbed somebody.
We don't know about no dead body.
Mr. Williams denied any knowledge of a homicide.
I wasn't there when she murdered that dude. I wasn't to do with her murdering that dude.
He was not involved, from what we believe, in the homicide.
He may not have had anything to do with the murder itself, but he will still issue a felony charge for receiving stolen property.
Then, almost a week later, authorities finally track down the person they do believe to be Meshach's killer.
Shakira Graham was arrested at her mother's house in the city of Shaker Heights. There was no struggle. She was brought back to Garfield Heights, where she refused to speak with detectives without an attorney.
Even without the interview, detectives charged Shakira with aggravated murder.
Aggravated murder is when there are serious circumstances, violent circumstances that lead to the death of another. So in this case, she had already shot him twice. That wasn't enough. She decided to take the close-up brain shot, which is why she was charged with aggravated murder and not just murder.
When Shakira stands trial on February 19th, 2020, both her family and Meshach's crowd the courtroom.
Both sides, the families, were both good families. It was a very traumatic and upsetting circumstance for everybody involved.
The prosecution opens by laying out all the evidence against Shakira.
It wasn't just witnesses, it wasn't just phone records, it wasn't just surveillance or phone maps, it was everything. Everything led us to one person.
Mr. Cornwall meets Shakira Graham on a dating website, Plenty of Fish, back in November of 2018. They start seeing each other. On December 16th, he receives a call from Shakira Graham.
Hey, you.
Whether she just asked for a ride or if it was a straight-up booty call wasn't entirely certain.
Whatever Shakira said to Meshach,
oh yeah, I'm on my way.
He rushed right over.
Meshach probably was very much thinking that this girl is about to change my life. And then in the other seat in that car is someone who has much darker intentions.
Thanks for picking me up.
Yeah, of course. I'm actually glad you called. You know, my mom, she's in New York, so we kind of have the whole house to ourselves.
But then, Meshach's night took a horrifying turn.
Shakira, what are you...
While Meshach lay bleeding at the bottom of the stairs, Shakira descended the stairs and deliberately finished him off.
To this day, we don't know why she did what she did, when she formulated that thought, but we know that she was the only person, based on the evidence, who could have done it. After Shakira shot and killed Meshach, she went through his room and robbed Meshach of numerous items, and she took those items back to the house where she continued to party.
The lack of remorse, empathy, the disconnection, in my clinical opinion, is definitely mental health related. I know we often say, oh, well, you can't blame everything on a mental illness, but for someone to be that detached, something ain't right.
But as far as the jury is concerned, that doesn't excuse what Shakira had done.
Shakira Graham was convicted of aggravated murder. And in Ohio, the aggravated murder carries a mandatory life sentence, and she will be eligible for parole after 28 years.
Justice may have been served, but there's little celebration in the courtroom.
People think, oh, if they catch the killer, they send a person to prison, this is going to give me the closure that I need. It's not.
Both families were extremely saddened. I mean, in a case like this, there is just no good outcome. No matter what happens, there is no winner.
And it all started because Meshack was looking for someone special.
We're only watching what they allow us to see.
Be careful who you meet, especially online. No one's really showing their true selves while they're online. And unfortunately, Meshack got wrapped up with something he didn't expect.
Meshack was vulnerable enough to want to connect with someone. He wanted somebody. He wanted to date. He wanted to connect. He wanted to meet someone. And that is what ultimately cost him his life, at no fault of his own.
The loss of Meshack Cornwall was a heart-wrenching tragedy that left a profound void in the lives of those who knew him. He was a devoted son, cherished and adored. Meshack Cornwall's memory will forever resonate in the hearts of those who were fortunate enough to have him in their lives. Coming up on the next episode of the Fatal Attraction Podcast.
She was new to the big city.
She came here to Atlanta to pursue her dreams in the beauty industry.
And he promised to show her the way.
They instantly hit it off. She really felt a sense of protection that he would take care of her.
But her ambitious dreams would never become a reality.
What they see is they see a female body with no clothes on.
Oh my God. Someone choked her, strangled her.
This was a brutal attack. It was personal.
A shocking revelation has left detectives reeling with disbelief. Now they are fiercely committed to uncovering the truth behind the tragedy and identifying those responsible. Who could possibly want to harm a bright and ambitious young go-getter on the cusp of greatness? Tune in to the next episode of the Fatal Attraction Podcast. We will see you in the next episode.